So I called on the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council yesterday to actually gain insight on alien disclosure and all this soft disclosure that we're seeing in the mainstream media. But what ended up happening is that they urged me to share an energy update with you around this very powerful full moon. So please stick around and let's see what they had to say. Hello and welcome back to my channel, The Unravel Collective. My name's Yvonne and I love to unravel the human condition to reveal the multidimensional self. I offer channeled guidance, and today I'll be sharing guidance from our friends, the Arcturians. Everything I'm sharing today has been transcribed and put on a teleprompter, so it will be a direct, verbatim reading of what I channeled yesterday. So keep in mind, this is the Arcturians speaking. We would like to mention that things are accelerating a bit more for the planet and for the collective. And so sensations may become more intense for you and others at this time, and maybe for the next 3 months. The shifts that are occurring here are happening in a very delicate manner because the human body and instrument is delicate. You carry within you a very powerful and yet delicate balance of potential. And what's occurring is a shift in which you are undergoing a cellular disintegration as well as an integration. And so this is to say that the body can handle and do very powerful things, while at the same time it must be done in a very delicate manner so that you are able to process, shift, and integrate this makeup, this new way of operating on a planet that is vibrationally shifting. And so we feel that this information is quite important, and we must bring reverence to the human body and its capabilities, because we want all of those who are undergoing this shift to understand that there is indeed a deep, deep healing occurring within the tissues and cellular makeup of your bodies. Ancestral lines are being healed at this time, not just from this lifetime of ancestors that you may be aware of, but galactic ancestors. Whole generations and lines and lineages and origins of healing are taking place at this moment. And there will be what feels like anxiety, fear, confusion, grieving, or what we might call a disconnection, so to speak, the sense of loss of identity. But this is quite normal to experience when there is a healing, because what was once known is now being shaved away from you. It's now being exfoliated, so to speak, if you use the imagery of skin here. We are exfoliating dead skin cells. We are exfoliating and shaving off old patterns, old woundings, old traumas. And not only are we exfoliating these things, we are also offering the opportunity for a regeneration, a birth of sorts, a birth of coming into the new world, to a new vibrational frequency, the opportunity for you to experience something newly for yourselves, and an opportunity to build and create from a new frequency now. Now, in order for the new frequency to emerge, we must be willing for old frequencies to die off, to slough off, so to speak. And this will come with a phase of pain or a phase of confusion or disconnect from oneself. This causes physical sensations of anxiety or, as we mentioned, pain as things rise to the surface to be released or to be healed. We do not even need to know exactly what's being healed. We don't need to know the stories, because the stories will hold us down and anchor us back into the pain. So, in many ways, it is beneficial for us not to know the exact details of what this pain is that you've been holding all these many, many, many years, but rather allow the emotions and the expression of the pain to move through you. And allow it to shake itself off of you. Allow it to tear out of you, perhaps. Allow it to feel painful for a few moments or days even. And without too much question or over-analysis, simply allow yourself to feel the expression of this wounding or this pain, whether that be through anxiety, fear, shame, or shaking or crying it out. Whatever it may be, it must now be released and allowed to release itself. And Through this release, we will then begin to emerge as a new being cleared from old story and old trauma that is repeatedly cycling itself over and over and over in each lifetime. Now is the opportunity to release these things. Now is the opportunity to say yes to an opportunity to operate at a higher level, a higher degree of understanding, of clarity, of operating and using the human instrument that actually now has the capability of altering the environment around you in a very accelerated and potent way. Let's say that the last few years have been an intensity of healing oneself, an intensity of digging in to see the darkness and the shadows, to have compassion for them, for holding them, for healing them, and allowing them to see the light and allowing them to be released. And what we will be experiencing here in the next 3 months is an intensity of really sloughing this trauma out, these woundings out, this darkness out of our cellular body and makeup. And after this, then we will be able to have the capacity as healed bodies and healed souls, free from our wounding and free from our individual traumas that then create a collective trauma. Because when we are operating under a trauma, we are reacting, responding, behaving, and creating through the filters of our traumas. We then create a collective trauma. Without this, without the wounding, we can now truly begin to operate in the level of a clear, high frequency that then really truly alters the environment around us and alters the frequency within the collective, in which we are now creating from a higher potential and a higher state of being, a higher state of consciousness, in which we are no longer operating under the self, but rather under the consciousness of a pure understanding of love and service to others. This is what we are moving towards. And this is what we would like for you to share with your followers. So that last bit was said to me because, as I said, I originally went in to ask them insight about alien disclosure, and they urged me to share this message with you. Take heart in knowing that any intense sensations you may be feeling through this full moon or in this time now and maybe through the next 3 months, that it's very important for you to allow yourself to feel and move these emotions through you and not necessarily get stuck on the why or where they come from or the stories around it, because the stories themselves are a part of an identity that we can get anchored in. So allow the expression of the pain to move out and through you in order to fully heal yourself and step into your fullest and highest potential. Our human bodies are miracles at healing. And this is a time to let your body do exactly what it was made to do. So with love, I say thank you for being here, and I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Goodbye.